Come now, Fernand. How long do you intend to glower like that? We're nearly to Zofia Harbor, and your grim facade is going to scare people.
I do not glower. I'm only thinking what I'll do to that wretch once I see him. This was Slade's foul-up, and his alone. Why do the Knights of Zofia ride out to clean up his mess?
What choice is there? Zofia needs her harbor to conduct trade, and the traders' rebellion has been allowed to continue for far too long. They are crippling the economy. Citizens assault the castle regularly with complaints about the price of goods.
I understand the problem, Clive. It's the solution that invites my choler. Had the knights ridden to address the traders instead of that fool Slade, this absurd conflict would have been over already. But instead, we find ourselves in the middle of a truly sorry mess. All because that obsequious worm desired the honor for himself. The Muttonhead was probably looking for concessions at the harbor as a reward for such brave service. Instead, he lets the trader's mercenaries hand him his own buttocks. Then he begs the knights to send reinforcements. The gall! I hope the sellswords carve him up and feed him to the fish.
Are you quite finished? The fact remains that mercenaries have been staging raids from the harbor. While I have scant praise for how Slade has handled this, we have a duty to end these raids and save the people from their plight. Now, are you with me or no?
Of course I'm with you. Don't be daft. The king bid us come after all, and it is the king I serve. And I'll tell you this much, Clive. You were wise not to bring her.
Not to bring who?
Claire, of course. If you think me cross, imagine how your sister would feel about Slade's idiocy. She'd likely already have him skewered like a hare on a spit.
Must you remind me? I still get ulcers just knowing that she's joined the Knights. One day her hoydenism will get the best of her, mark my words.
The captain of the world's finest knights, unmanned by his little sister. Well, at least I can sympathize with your plight now.
How old is your sister now, anyway?
She just turned 4. Her brother will be 5 within the month. At first, I roiled at the idea of Father's new marriage. It felt somehow rushed, even coming a dozen-odd years after Mother's death. Still, it's hard not to adore any sibling who barely comes up to your knee. My next furlough cannot arrive soon enough.
You'll have to introduce me.
You and Claire are always welcome at our house. You know that. I know both the little ones would love her rambunctious side.
Kindly don't remind Claire that she has a rambunctious side. Ah, there's the water. Shall we finish up here and see about that furlough?
Finally, I thought you'd never come. Well met, Sir Clive. You're a true friend to aid me so. Now, scatter these barbarians to the wind, would you?
The man is shameless.
Traitors! Order your soldiers to stand down at once! If you have grievances, you can address them through the proper channels. If you lay down arms now, you have my word that you will not be harmed. This is your last chance. Open the harbor!
Huh! And what's your word worth? We begged the king to rid us of the pirates, and he did nothing! The farmers struggle enough to deliver crops with this endless drought. Yet what little makes it here to port gets hauled away to the capital. Then the king also takes our gold by raising taxes. Does he wish us starved?
I cannot speak to the king's mind.
Your men are the ones who attacked us without so much as hearing our peace. We have nothing to discuss with the likes of you! To arms, men! Kill them all! Don't leave a single knight standing!
Gah! What are you doing? Did you come here to save me or get me killed?
Gods, I knew Slade would bungle things up before we arrived. Well, do we help him?
Do we really have a choice? Let's go. We must keep him alive.
allow me.
Submit or be struck down!
Who among you will face me?
shit. Everyone must stand for something.
Was enjoyable.
Shall I then?
What? Enough!
Well done, Sir Knights. I knew Zofia's finest would come through, so I did. And I swear to you, Sir Clive, I shall repay this debt.
Shut up, you damned fool! How will you repay the compatriots you left dying in the mire? Instead of fighting with your men, you hid and begged for your life. Craven, your very existence shames all Zofian nobility.
Craven? How dare you? I'll not suffer such insult from a damn lapdog.
Call me that again.
Enough, both of you! Surely there are more mercenaries on the way. We must depart at once.
Oi, where you going? We ain't done with you yet!
That didn't take long. On your feet, Slade. We are breaking through. Fight in the name of your fallen men. Surely you can manage that much.
What? But there's too many of them. My arm! Ow, ow, ow! Must have wounded it back there. I don't think I can fight.
What manner of idiot do you take me for? For a wounded man, you seem to have had no problem barking orders.
Shut up! If I say I can't fight, then I can't. Were you sent here to rescue me or not? It's your duty to stay here and hold them off to secure my escape. You can protect me or leave me to die, and the latter would not reflect well. Oh, but don't you worry. I promise to inform His Majesty of these events. He shall know that the Knights of Zofia fulfilled their duty with honor. Farewell then, friends. The bards shall sing of your heroic deeds this day.
They pay us, we kill you. It's just business. No hard feelings, I hope. Luck, rotten luck.
Next time. Oh, this is too perfect. In my plight, I seem to have struck upon a golden opportunity. Let those sellswords carve them both up and feed them to the jackals. That pretentious blowhard Clive was certainly never my favorite. But it's that dog Fernand who really needs to suffer. He'll be sorry he insulted me once he's rotting in hell. That bastard! How low is he willing to sink?
Rats do not sink, Fernand. They scurry.
What? Nothing. It's just... I've never heard you openly disparage him.
Then please allow me the joy, just this once. The good news is that he'll no longer be slowing us down. Are you ready? Our exploits today will make a thrilling tale for your dear sister tomorrow.
Just so, Clive. Just so.
everyone must stand for something.
How could this happen? We hired every sellsword we could afford.
Now you will open the harbor. It belongs to all of Zofia, not just to you traitors. You've committed a serious crime against your kingdom.
You think we don't know that? But it was the sword or starvation for us. And the sword is quicker. Go on then, knight. Take my head and be done with it.
It is not my place to mete out punishment. The ringleaders will face the king's justice for their crimes. However, I will take your grievances to His Majesty myself. I shall ask that he have the pirates driven away as you requested. And I shall also ask that he entrust this task to the Knights of Zofia personally.
Clive.
You would do that for us, sir?
On my honor.
Oh, Milla's blessings upon you, sir!
Clive, a moment. You should not make promises you cannot keep.
And which promise is that? I can speak with the king, as I said.
Yes, you can. But it's by Chancellor Desay's orders that we haven't engaged the pirates. He claims it's to avoid provoking Rigel, but we've all heard the whispers. Many say he's actually in collusion with the pirates. His Majesty will be forced to heed either your words or the Chancellor's. And you know well which ones will carry the greater weight.
So you would have me rob the traitors of all hope? Is that it? No, Fernand. I will bend the knee and beg the king grant them mercy.
Then I shall be there at your side when you do.
Thank you, Fernand.
But what about Slade? Claire is waiting for us at the castle, remember? If he beats us back, she'll likely pull him apart one limb at a time.
Again with your imagery. I only hope Matilda is there to keep her in check.
They'll both be glad to see you, Clive. Shall we be off?
Of course. If we start off now, we should make good time. Come, my friend.
Greetings, Fernand. It's been far too long.
Ah, Claire. You know, it still confounds me that you decided to enlist with the Knights. Your father is too lenient with you. Always has been.
And why shouldn't I be a knight? I wield a lance and ride a horse as well as the best of you. Perhaps even better. Why else would they allow me to join? Heavens, you and my brother were the ones who taught me to fight and ride.
Because you harangued us without end. You always were keen on following Clive. Honestly, we assumed it was a phase you would grow out of. You should be looking for a husband, not brandishing a weapon. Unless you expect to meet your soulmate on the battlefield.
I have no fondness for barbaric men, but pursuing a warrior's path does not doom me to a life of spinsterhood. Now that I'm a knight of Zofia, I can stay here at the castle, where I can go to royal balls and meet fine gentlemen. What say you to that?
I say that you should have listened to your vows more carefully. Knighthood affords little time to twirl about in circles and socialize. Day and night we train and ride out on expeditions and other missions.
What? Goodness, I don't remember pledging to do all that. Perhaps I will have to seek my beloved on the field of battle after all. Still, it's not all bad. The knights are full of handsome, noble scions after all. I know! Fernand, why don't you introduce me to someone? Surely you must know many suitable suitors in suits of armor.
Well, I suppose it depends on what manner of man you fancy.
Let me think. He'd have to come from a house at least as respectable as my own. He should be as tall as Clive and fair of face. Well-lettered and gifted in the arts of war and defense. And of course he must be well-versed in poetry and music and... Oh, he should own 4 villas, one for each of the seasons. Does that narrow it down?
It certainly does. You just described your brother.
That is not true!
And you don't even realize it. Clearly you are still a child. You won't find a husband if you keep clinging to your brother in such a way.
Oh, really? And what about you? You've been clinging to my brother since before I was born, Fernand. Is there anything you should be telling me, After all, you weren't exactly scrambling to find a pretty mate of your own.
We are not talking about me.
Look at you, so easily shaken. I was merely teasing. Besides, Clive already told me what your true weakness is. He claims you prefer your ladies like your oranges, full and ripe. Now, which of the knight's eligible ladies is juicy enough for you?
I am going to find your brother and bury him in a very deep hole. Touché, Claire. I'm glad you had your fun. Now, farewell.
What? Wait, come back here! You can't run from your destiny!
Oh, Clive, have the other knights been making you feel at home?
Ah, Lady Matilda. Yes, everyone has been very kind to me thus far. But the first 3 months have been naught but training. I long for a fight.
Well, you'll get one. The training is to make certain you're ready for it.
I just want a chance to prove myself, to be one step closer to you.
Why me?
You do not know? The bards sing of Lady Matilda as the finest of all the knights of Zofia. Boys the kingdom round whisper your name before they go to sleep. I fear my friends and I were no exception. Let us just say you are the object of much adulation, my lady.
This comes as a surprise. I thought boys dreamed of fighting alongside heroes such as Sir Myson.
Sir Myson is indeed a man worthy of much respect. I can only hope to one day be half the legend that he is. But who do you think it is that lights the fires of a boy's heart? A stoic old man? Or a beautiful woman?
The fires would sputter out if the lads actually saw me in combat.
Certainly not. You are never more beautiful than when riding across a battlefield. The dresses and dour looks you wear in court only obscure your radiance.
Dour? Though it is true that I abhor walking the castle like some pretty bauble. Speaking of which, how is your sister, the one who follows you like a puppy? Whenever I would try to talk to you, she would cut in.
She's a handful, that one. You should have seen her bawl when I said I was enlisting.
That just shows her love. You're lucky. But I must confess, I'm glad we can finally have a conversation alone. If you take my meaning.
I believe I do. It seems we'll have more chances to talk here amidst the dust of battle than we ever will surrounded by the fancy tapestries of the castle.
So it seems. Who even knows when I'll next get to don a dress and a dour expression? What?
I was just thinking. The next time you do wear a dress, might I ask for a dance?
That might be weeks. Or months.
I am a patient man, and the wait will be well worth it in the end.
Very well. A dance it is.
Truly? Thank you, milady. I shall look forward to that day.
And there he goes. By the gods, is he skipping? Wait, why am I laughing? I don't remember how to dance. This is going to end with me crushing his toes into paste.